Okie dokie, we're back. After a 2-week unintentional break, we're finally back in back-to-back battles. Let's go and jump some ranked games with a random character and see what we're gonna get today, and immediately playing the adventure. Now we do start off with gloves, making me want to go for Falcon Blade or Claws Attack. We're also the Bag of Giving, which is going to be a chaos run. As our first run back after 2 weeks, that's going to be a little bit crazy for us, not gonna lie. Now we could just sack all our gold for this round to have our Bag of Giving giving us some craziness, or we could try to get a Claws Attack. If we want a Claws Attack, we do need to take out our Bag of Giving. We could take the Puzzle Badge to go for some bags too. But let's take our piggy bank, let's take our broom, let's take our banana. We're going to roll once. And I really want to find ourselves Claws Attack super early on. Although we could try to go for Falcon Blade, but I'm going to roll again. I'm going to take our storage. I'm going to roll once more, and there we go. It's not great for us though. We spent a lot of golds to try and get this online and don't have enough to grab it even. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our stone. This is going to be round 1. We're going to be crafting up this in the next rounds. We probably want to grab ourselves a second piggy bank as well. But we've no golds, which is not great for the Bag of Giving. We want to save it as much as possible. Now we are facing a Reaper in our first rounds. With that unfortunately, we're going to have an increased chance to block, which is a little bit troublesome. But we've only one weapon, so it's not as bad. We get a little bit of lifesteal with our chipped ruby. But is it going to be enough to win out against this Reaper? Maybe, because they're also inflicting a little bit of poison. It's looking super close. Can we win out? Come on, 1 HP. Just not enough. We do lose our first round, which is super unfortunate. Hey there, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and we're also closing in on 3,000 subscribers, and there's plenty more back-to-back battle on its way. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe later if you change your mind. And speaking of awesome, we could go for Snow Stick right now. We definitely could go for Snow Stick if we want to. Snow Stick Adventure could be kind of fun, not gonna lie. I'm gonna sell it though. We want to sell our Little Red Ruby actually. I'm gonna sell our Little Red Ruby so we can keep our Boomerang. Snowball, I kind of want to sell. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell our Broom. I'm gonna sell our Broom and our Little Star of Courage, and I'm gonna be taking another freaking piggy bank. Now I'm gonna preserve the bag. I'm also tempted to sell our Flame to go ahead and grab ourselves another stone, which I do want to add in. I'm going to take out our Snowball because having 2 stones in is going to be a little bit more DPS for us. And I'm happy enough rocking on with this. With double piggy banks, we get more gold per round, so we're going to be extremely greedy, and we don't have a whole lot of damage with just a Boomerang, so we have a high potential to lose this round. And we do get a little bit of lifesteal from our chipped ruby, and our Boomerang is going to be trying to steal some buffs. But this Shell Totem is looking kind of scary. It's a lot of heals. And it's just going to be enough to outpace us once again. So we actually end up losing our first 2 rounds, which is really, really bad. Not going to lie, but we can get ourselves a Daggerang. We can also go for Uniquely Unique. We got a Shovel. We can also go for Slime Time. Or we could go ahead and grab ourselves ThornBurst for our daggers, which I do like quite a bit actually. Stunning our opponents, activating our Daggerang. I'm thinking about taking them. So I'm going to sell you. I'm going to sell our Little Red Ruby. We didn't need to sell it. What the hell am I doing? Let's take our ThornBurst. And I immediately regret my decision of not having a freaking Turbo Shelly. Let's sell you though to go ahead and grab this bit of storage so we can craft up our Daggerang, place you into, and speed up our Boomerang. Now I actually want to preserve this 1 flame so we can have the potential to go for a Turbo Shelly. Well, let's move on with this. Now can we deal with this adventure rocking a freaking Shovel Eye Lamp? Luckily to have shielded, but did no shield, which is awesome for us. But they're going to be inflicting a lot of blind. Now we do stun him just a little bit so we can get our dagger to pop off. But it's a lot of blind, and we could actually lose this because of that blind. And we barely survived. Holy moly, that was kind of nuts. Now speaking of nuts, we got ourselves a misfortune. So we're going to be grabbing this flame. We're going to be keeping it for Turbo Shelly, and I kind of want to sell our gemstones to go ahead and grab ourselves this 1. Because the 1 can stack up some luck for us. It's going to stack up regen. It's going to stack up mana, which is not as great. We could also just take the hammer too, which would be kind of fun too. But I think we got to take the 1s. We got to take the 1s so we can potentially get some luck so our misfortune can actually do stuff. But we'll see though. Now, if we steal luck from our opponent, that's one way we can do it too with our Daggerangs. We also want to get a little bit of spikes so our ThornBurst can actually stun our opponents a little bit faster. Activating our Daggerangs, we can steal their buffs. And can we win out? Because our opponent is looking like they're going to win out, and hell yeah, they do. Not great for us. Definitely not great for us. Now, deck of cards is amazing because that's going to give us 2 luck off the rip. We want to be getting a bunch of flames and don't know if I really want to wand anymore. I think I'm actually going to roll here. Don't want any of these items. You're going to be stacking luck. You're going to be some flames. I do want to grab you. And the other thing is I do want our Amida Wells in. I also want to get our heat stacked up. So Piggy Bank might have to come out for this round, which is actually not ideal. Definitely not ideal, but we're going to rock on with this. We've got our Dragon Skull Armor, so we take a lot less damage during Battle Rage. And we also get that block. Now, it's only 8% damage reduction, but it's still going to be kind of nice. And we're going to be stacking up infinite luck, which is not what we want, but it's kind of what we get. Now, stacking up spikes is one way we can actually win. Because it speeds up our claws attack with our Amida Wells. They actually take some chip damage from it. More chip damage in hell yeah. Not bad. Although, that's some heat. And heat stacking is going to be insanely awesome for us. At the point we're going to sell one Piggy Bank. I kind of want to keep Rebellion on the Shade. Inflict a bunch of poison. It's another little stamina, low stamina cost weapon. So we're going to sell our bag stuns. So we're going to sell our bag stuns so we can get our flames. Let's sell a stone to roll once. That's an extra flame, which I'm going to be selling another stone. And yeah, we're going to be crafting up this Turbo Shelly. But I think it's another Piggy Bank is going to have to actually be taken out, which is not ideal either. But it is what it is. We're going to be venturing on. We're going to have our luck from the get-go. We're going to have that insane amount of heat. We should be able to use up every bit of luck so we get our heat stacked up, so we get our boomerang going faster and faster. We can get our stuns off more and more consistent. We can get our Shelly pop off, giving us heals. I think it's going to be really awesome for us. During Battle Rage, we take a little bit less damage. We also reduce our healing just a small bit. And our opponent does have a kind of a nut setup with double amps of steel. They're going to be getting lots in power, but every bit in power actually increases our damage. It's not bad. Now here we got our own pineapple to stack up our own spikes if we want that also. I also kind of want to speed up our Turbo Shelly along with a ThornBurst. As for the Ace of Spades, it gives us a little bit more luck, a little bit more spikes. We could end up going for a Flame Up type build if we wanted to go turbo stacking heat like there's no tomorrow if we keep this pineapple. But I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it so we can grab ourselves more storage. Big shocker, eh? And we're actually going to add in our Bells on the Shade so we can stack up our max stamina with our Bag of Giving. We can also inflict a bunch of poison. I think it's going to be nice. The Twine going to be in here so we can stack up our max life also. So our Amida Wells to target our Turbo Shelly to activate after 5 seconds so we can get our heat stacked up a little bit faster. We get our spikes, we steal our opponent's buffs, which is going to be nice. Inflict that chip poison, which is also just going to beat them down too. Mention one, not looking too bad. We had a bit of a rough start, but it's looking kind of awesome so far. And that is an Arm to Darkness with a freaking corrupted crystal too. You know what I actually kind of want to do? I kind of want to take the Merchant scale. We can get a bunch of regen, we can activate a Heart of Darkness, maybe get some Empower. It is on sale as well, but it can be mana, which we definitely do not want. But let's sell our Belladonna Shade, and let's go to grab our Merchant. Now it's another dagger, it's also another freaking hard container, which I also kind of want to grab. So with the scale, we need a difference of 5 or lower between our items to get that increased speed. So I think right now I'm going to sell another freaking Piggy Bank, we're going to sell this little gemstone, and we're going to take this too. We want to place you in, and we want to be adding in as much flames as possible. Now we got our scale in pretty decent spot. We've got some insane heal reduction if we do pop off our Hard Darkness. I want to grab our hard container, which I might be trying to take in the next round. But let's get moving with this. Let's see if our skills can provide a ton of value for us. If you go super fast, it's going to help stack up our regen, which is going to be kind of nice, maybe. Although that's Hammer Dagger action, and we didn't really strive that, but we do get our Battle Rage, we do come back, and hell yeah, the Heart of Darkness giving our max life was kind of amazing. And how about just a second Turbo Shelly? Second Turbo Shelly so we can get our Shellys going super fast, healing us up, we got our strong health bot, we get our regen stacked up a little bit faster. Hell yeah. We're going to be moving on with this and keeping our items for now, which we probably should be selling, but we'll see. And we are facing a turtle with a falcon blade. They're going to be going pretty fast with this guy, but we'll see. We got 15 heat, we're going to be going pretty fast. We're going to be stealing their buffs. We get our Heart of Darkness to also steal their buffs. Reduce their healing as well. That's 70% heal reduction already, which is amazing. Again, we're getting our heat stacked up insanely fast and amazing. Definitely amazing. Now, speaking of amazing, we got ourselves a puzzle bag of energy. What that's going to do is it's going to refund a lot of our buffs that we do use up. Mainly with our Heart of Darkness, but also with our Misfortune. The thing we are going to be selling is our big old axe. We're going to be selling our axe, and we could take enchanted weapons with our dagger rank, with our pups, with our claws attack, which could actually be kind of nice. You can also take full body protection to try and go for a huge amount of damage reduction, but it does depend on us finding 2 specific items, which I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get. We could also take the false life and get our Shellys to overheal us like crazy. I think I'm more inclined to go for this. What we're going to do is I'm going to sell a card. Let's take our false life. That's also another Heart of Darkness. But I do want to keep our flames as much as possible. I'm going to lock this whole shop. We could trade up for a Poison Toad if we wanted to, but I'm not as interested. We're going to be venturing on with this. Now we are facing a Crossblades, which is going to be a lot of damage to him. So can we survive this? Because we don't have a whole lot of burst damage protection. We do need our false life or our Heart of Darkness to pop off. We use loads of max life, and you know what? Not bad. Definitely not bad. Did not expect this to be winning out, that's for sure. But it is what it is. We got some bags, which I'm kind of happy about getting. Puzzle bag rune I'm not as interested in though. I'm also wondering, should we be speeding up our Shellys with our scales? I'm also going to be crafting up a rope for this round. I think I'm still going to continue on with this. We're going to be grabbing all these items again. But we got lots of heat. We should be in a pretty good spot to get insane heat stack in, steal all our opponent's buffs, overheal like crazy, get our max life. Should be kind of nice. Now our opponent does have a lot of heal reduction, which is going to be problematic for us. Once you get a Heart of Darkness online, our opponent isn't going to have too much healing either. And we're going to be stealing all their buffs. They don't have heals, so we should be able to win out. The only thing they do have is damage reduction. But so far, it's not looking too bad for us. Loads of power, loads of spikes, loads of heat, and hell yeah, not bad whatsoever. And that's more storage. We got a rope, which is awesome. And we're going to set up our claws attack to speed up our turbo shelly. Now for this, I'm going to sell this fella. And we could keep our customer card to go for more trade offers, which I do want to keep. I'm going to sell 1 flame to go ahead and grab ourselves another one of these. And with that, I'm going to venture on. Do we want to keep our stamina stack? You know what, I might actually let it go. Heart container is exactly what we want, but it's not looking too bad for us. We should be able to speed up this Shelly even faster with a rope, which is going to be awesome. Every time we do activate our claws attack, we speed up this turbo Shelly to 5 seconds. And we want him triggering at different times. We want a super fast turbo Shelly to give us her heat and just go infinite heat stacking and just reduce our opponent's healing down to non-existent. So far, definitely not looking too bad. And we could trade this up for a reverse card if we want to. We also got ourselves a Molten Dagger, which we're going to be selling. This too, kind of want to be selling. We got ourselves a Chili Pepper to stack up our heat. But I'm also going to sell it. Now, you're going to be some regen first too, but I'm also going to sell you. Let's trade this up for the card. And guess what? We're going to sell it too. And with that, we're going for multiple Hearts of Darkness. We could have also went for Ruby Whelp. We could also go for Ruby Chunk. That's something we could actually do, which I kind of want to grab him. So we're going to be trying to get this fella online as well. So Ruby Chunk to add in with all our heat stacking, I think it's going to be really, really awesome for us. It also has the potential to stun our opponents once you do have over 12 heat. And since we gain heat super fast, it's going to be really, really awesome for us. Then we got 1 Heart of Darkness online. We got our second one online, giving us some power. We got tons of max life. And so far, it's not looking bad whatsoever. Our opponent is inflicting a lot of cold on us, but we did cleanse it quite a bit with our super fast turbo Shellys. And we actually cleanse a lot of debuffs. And so far, not bad. Definitely not bad. Now, in terms of DPS, we only have about a 39 DPS, being our claws attack, our dagger rank, our spikes. But our main win con is just removing all the buffs from our opponents. In terms of heals, only 24 healing per second with 14 max life gain per second. Turbo Shellys healing us up for the most of it. In terms of block, almost 100 block. So definitely not bad. We've got 5 rounds to go. I genuinely think we can actually make this crazier. Maybe. Currently with our setup, we're kind of 1 goal short of having our scales perfectly aligned. Literally 1 goal short by having 2 our Heart of Darkness in. It's crazy value. Crazy value that our scales is tipped in the wrong direction, so we don't get the value from it. But I'm not sure what the hell we're going to do from here. So I really want to grab the Dragon Egg to craft it up immediately. Is there any way we can grab this fella right now? We could sell our armor. We could sell this too, which is 6 golds. That's 9 golds. Are we selling our armor? Am I mad to sell it? Maybe I am. Let's sell our customer card. Let's sell a stone. Let's go ahead and grab it. I really do want to craft up though our Ruby Chunk really, really badly. And yeah, it's going to be up to this. We're going to be grabbing our Hollow Fire Lizard in the next rounds. Let's get going. We have our skills in the right spot, speeding up one of our Shellys, but with a rope targeting this Shelly too. So we should be able to get our Shellys going really, really fast, cleansing debuffs. stacking our heat even faster. We reduce our opponent's healing down by insane amounts. We're also just stealing a bunch of their buffs. They're going to be going super fast too with Excalibur. And we could be in trouble. This Excalibur is going to outpace us for sure. And we do end up falling short. It is what it is. Now we did get Jimbo. We also got some regen, or some vampirism I mean. Burning Torch we're going to be selling. Jimbo is going to be a nice card, but it is going to be random buffs. I think we sell one flame. We definitely want to grab our Hollow Fire Lizard. Question is, do we want to lose some heat off the get-go to add in Jimbo? Maybe sell these gemstones, which will inflict a bunch of colds. To keep rolling, that's another freaking Hollow Fire Lizard. What are you going to sell Jimbo for? Just for even more heat stack, and we're going to continue to roll. Badger is going to be kind of nice. Stacks up our max life along with our Heart of Darkness. Could be kind of nice actually. But I think we're going to move on. And we're going to be moving on. We're going to be going super fast. We're going to be stealing all our opponent's buffs. They do have a break-in Falcon Blade. And we're going to be inflicting a lot of debuffs on us, that's for sure. A lot of blind, a lot of colds. Actually, with our Turbo Shillies, we cleansed all of it. We got 40 heat. We're dealing some big old damage. And amazing because they had 100% heal reduction. Heart of Darkness. Looking kind of insane. And it literally gives a Ruby Chunk. So we're definitely going to be grabbing ourselves another Hollow Fire Lizard, but we're going to be using our skills to speed up our Ruby Chunks as much as possible. And we finally got our double Heart of Darkness in our skills, and I think this should be genuinely awesome. But yeah, we're going to be trying to stun our opponents like crazy. We could go for the hammer too, which I'm not as interested in, to be honest. But let's venture on with this. Scales right in the center, we're going to have our Rub targeting our freaking Cupcake so we can speed it up so we get more heat, steal our opponent's buffs, make him have 0% heal reduction, and just be genuinely awesome. Because we do start off with 30% heal reduction. Once we get our regen stacked up, it's going to be really, really awesome. And we do be stunning our opponents with Ruby Chunks, and with the second Ruby Chunk, it's going to be even more insane, and hell yeah. Not bad. Let's get our second one. And that is the Staff of Fire. And that is a genuine Staff of Fire, which I'm going to be saying no to, which is mental in its own right. Now we'll be taking the stamina sack so we can place this up top. And I'm going to be selling a little bit of luck to go ahead and grab ourselves another freaking Hollow Fire Lizard so our dragons can deal a lot more damage since they are effect damage. So double Ruby Chunks going super fast with skills, going to be stunning our opponents, setting off our Dagger Ring. I think this is going to be genuinely awesome. Did not expect to be playing a scales type build on this game, which is amazing. We steal our opponent's buffs, we stun them, they can't attack, we just keep stealing their buffs, we permanent stun them. It's going to be kind of nice. Now that's a crazy absurd amount of wooden swords. And hell yeah, not bad whatsoever. But once again, what do we get? A second Misfortune. So we can use up every single bit of luck to get infinite heat. We also got ourselves in our freaking heart container. It's a little bit too late for it. We could also use our mana to give us more regen too, which is going to be kind of nice actually. Let's sell this. Let's roll. Let's grab our tiny little bit of storage. And we could trade this for a shovel, which I'm not interested in. We could also sell 2 flames, go ahead and grab ourselves a little bit of luck. We can also sell some gemstones if we want to, but I kind of want to sell 1 flame to roll again. We can trade for a vampiric potion, which I'm not as interested in either. That's some treasure. I was hoping to find ourselves one tiny little bit of extra storage, which we didn't get. Now in terms, do we even need rope? We could just start off with more flames. More flames that we do want to start off with is going to be much, much better for us. We could even have the tiny bit of extra luck so our Misfortune could stack over heat just a little bit faster, because I think that's going to be even better for us. So we're going to sell the rope. We're going to roll again. That's another Jimbo if we want it. Let's sell both of these. Roll one more time. And yeah, this is going to be our final setup. From a scales to Turbo Shillies is just a Dagger Ring, double Ruby Chunks. Did not expect to be in Ruby Chunks, to be honest. And especially with double Hearts of Darkness. Kind of a nice setup, to be honest, with double Hearts of Darkness on this side, with a Ruby Chunks on this side. But we're going to see if this is going to be good enough. Is it going to be able to win out? We'll see. We are facing another double Ruby Chunks type opponents with King Goober. They're going to get invulnerability. Lots of max life as well. But as long as we can keep stunning our opponents with double Ruby Chunks, we should be in a pretty good spot. Although they're after dealing some insane damage to us. We do need our life from our Heart of Darkness to pop off, give us our max life, refunded some of our regen, and we got insane heat right now. Activating everything really, really fast. And I mean, It's kind of insane. Definitely so. We're Ruby Chonk's done. We steal buffs with our Daggerang. It's going to be kind of nice actually. Get some heals from it. That's 120 heat. And yeah, no healing on our opponent's side. Not bad whatsoever. In terms of DPS, we actually managed about a 90 DPS, which is not bad. Our double our opponent's DPS, which is even more amazing. Now we did literally remove all their buffs, which is kind of nuts. And in terms of heals, we did manage 30 healing per second with about 282 max life gain with 24 healing per second. And then on top of it, not a whole lot of block. So overall, our defensiveness was just stunning our opponents, stealing their buffs, and just stopping them from healing altogether. So overall, definitely a smashing, fun, adventure type run. We did survive 3 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Hell yeah, ranking us up to 17 in Masters, not bad whatsoever. But hey, I'm going to have to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribing. And I hope to keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time. Now we're back in some round 18 fights, and we're going to see what we can do today. We are facing a Bloodthorn, Cupcake Goobert, Infinite, Vampirism stacking, Bloody Harvester type situation. As long as we stun him, we can steal their Vampirism from them, and just stop him from playing the game, and not bad. Definitely not bad. Now can we keep up with an Excalibur with a magic badge Deadloss? They're going to have some resistance to stuns, which is going to be a little bit troublesome for us. But as long as we get our heat up, we can just keep constantly hitting them, maybe stunning them, activate our Daggerang, stealing their buffs, and so far not looking close whatsoever. And can we deal with this Prismatic Sword with a bunch of attack speed? They're going to be trying to inflict a bunch of cold on us, which could counter us a little bit, but since we stack up so much heat, this cold is not going to matter. And with our Turbo Shellys, it's going to be cleansed. So it's not going to be close whatsoever. Amazing.